Welcome back to Click Academics. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to solve this exponential problem without a calculator. So we have 5 to the power of 5 times 4 to the power of 7. So what I'm first going to do is I'm going to rewrite this as 5 to the power of 5 times 4 to the power of 5 plus 2. Now, an important property of logarithms is that if we have a to the power of m plus n, this is the same thing as a to the power of m times a to the power of n. So if we have 4 to the power of 5 plus 2, this is the same thing as 4 to the power of 5 times 4 to the power of 2. Because 5 in this case is m and 2 is n. And we're still multiplying this with 5 to the power of 5. Now, another property of logarithms is that if we have a to the power of n times b to the power of n, this is equal to a times b in parentheses to the power of n. So right here we have 5 to the power of 5 times 4 to the power of 5, and 5 in this case is n, and 5 and 4 are a and b respectively. So this can be converted to 5 times 4 to the power of 5 times 4 squared. Now 5 times 4 is 20, so now we have 20 to the power of 5 times 4 squared. Well, 4 is the same thing as 2 to the power of 2. So we have 2 to the power of 2 to the power of 2. So now we have 20 to the power of 5 times 2 to the power of 2 to the power of 2. Now, if we have something, now this is actually another exponential property, but if we have a to the power of m to the power of n, so if we have a to the power of m to the power of n, this is equal to a to the power of m times n. So 2 to the power of 2 to the power of 2, this is the same thing as 2 to the power of 4, because we're simply multiplying these two. And I'm going to rewrite 20 as 10 times 2. So we have 10 times 2 to the power of 5 times 2 to the power of 4. So now, remember, we're going to use this property, a to the power of n times b to the power of n equals a times b to the power of n, but we're simply reversing it. So we're going to convert this form back to this form. So a times b to the power of n, so 10 times 2 to the power of 5, this is the same thing as 10 to the power of 5 times 2 to the power of 5. And we're still multiplying this with 4. And now remember this property, when we're multiplying two exponents, we add our exponents. So 2 to the power of 5 times 2 to the power of 4, this is 2 to the power of 5 plus 2 to the power of 5 plus 4, which is 2 to the power of 9 times 10 to the power of 5. Now, 2 to the power of 9 is equal to 512. And 10 to the power of 5 is simply, when we're multiplying something with 10 to a specific power, we're simply adding the exponent amount of zeros to that number. So we're going to add 5 zeros to 512. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this here is our answer to this problem. Hey guys, welcome back to Click Academics. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to solve this exponential equation. So we have x divided by 2 equals the cube root of x. So our first job or task is to get rid of this cube root. We want to get rid of this cube root. So to do that, well, we have to do the opposite of a cube root, which is cubing this. So if we want to just get x by itself, we're going to want to cube this whole thing. And obviously, what we do to one side, we do to the other side of an equation. That's the golden rule. So we're going to do that to this side as well. So now, because these two would cancel out, this side would just be x, and this side would be, well, this would distribute to all the terms. So we would have x to the power of 3 over 2 to the power of 3. Now, as we all know, 2 to the power of 3 is 8, so this would equal x cubed, or to the power of 3 equals, or sorry, divided by 8 equals x. Now what we're going to want to do is we're going to multiply by 8 on both sides. So these two cancel out. So on this side, we have x to the power of 3, and this equals x times 8 is simply 8x. So now what we're going to do is we're going to subtract by 8x on both sides. So this would give us x to the power of 3 minus 8x equals 0. And now we're going to factor out x from this equation. So if we factor out x, we get x squared minus 8. We get x times x squared minus 8 equals 0. And this actually gives us two equations. We have either x equals 0 and x squared minus 8 equals 0. And this is actually already a solution. There's no simplifying or anything. This is already a solution. So now we have to find the value of x in this equation. So x squared minus 8 equals 0. Well, we're going to add 8 on both sides to get 8 on the right-hand side. So this would give us x squared equals 8. And now, because we want to just get x in its original form, we're going to have to find the square root of both sides. And the square root of x squared is obviously just x. So x equals the square root of 8. Actually, plus or minus. Remember to add that plus or minus whenever you have square roots. So this actually equals plus or minus 2.828. So as you can see now, we have our two values of x. And that is our answer.